Tik Tok Trance is taking over. What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make modern trance music. I think Tik Tok Trance is a crazy title, but this seems to be what they're calling it these days. I love this stuff. I think it's just good, classic trance music. To go along with this video, I'm going to be showing you, I made this with a template from my new core trance pack. Links at the top of the description. It's the ultimate library for making trance music, modern sound, this type of stuff, right? It's got everything you need, literally all the drums, effects, synths, just Ableton templates, everything you could possibly need. Links at the top of the description. It's on sale for a limited time. Thanks for the support, guys. And let's get going. All right, so the first thing we got here is our kick and bass. I treat these kind of as one thing. The first thing is the bass line. You can see we got these notes on the upbeat, so it's just very, natural and human. It's not too aggressive or in your face. It's like very sweet, And you can see the notes here are like a little bit shorter as well. The note length I think is really important for this. Right, if it's too long, it'll be messed up. If it's too short, it'll be messed up. So this is just perfect. As far as the progression goes, this is doing, so we're going to keep D sharp minor. So we're going root, 7th, 5th, 6th, right? It's kind of like a nice call and response. You have your call and then response. For the actual sound on the bass, it's made with operator. So I like using operator for these trance basses, specifically because of this little setting right here, this phase retrigger. So, like with a trance bass, you need to have the same phase every single time. You need a synth like this where you can re-trigger the phase, because if you turn that off, you can hear. You can even see it over here. It changes a little bit because we're at different points on the phase constantly. So you just have it set at the same spot. And now we get a nice, steady, consistent bass. And the cool thing about this too is you can get slightly different bass sounds just by tweaking this. Yeah, you can kind of morph the texture of your bass. This is going into a low-pass filter. Right, nice, punchy, short envelope, no key tracking. I wouldn't really do that with this bass. Although, you can still play with it like in other tracks. In this case, though, I just didn't think it was necessary. I've got a little bit of EQ, just cutting a bit of room out, and then just converting it to mono, and then for the kick. So this is another big thing with this sort of like Gen Z, Tik Tok trance sort of stuff is these 909 kicks. As we all know, trance in the past few years before this revolution had gotten very like just techy and clicky and like these insane hard kicks. And so these guys kind of brought it back. Just to like a nice punchy 909 classic style, right? I've got this one tuned, and then I'm also cutting out a bit of sub and then converting it to mono. And then we've got our drums. So the first thing you'll notice, again, going back to the drums, like with that kind of 2010s trance, I guess you could call it, like the stuff that had gone maybe a little too far off the deep end. It was very hard drums and very like, just insane in your face. This is a lot more chill. Right, you can hear it. They're still powerful, they're still hitting, and they're still mixed right as well. Like that's the main thing, is like they sit in the right spot in the mix, so they're going to be powerful regardless. But they're not like the biggest, most just like crazy smack you in the face. It's still meant to be listenable. So here we've got this. It's a nice classic 909 hat. You can see I've got it really short, just like the bass. I've got this clap layered with an 808 clap, so if you put them together, you get like one really fat clap. Plus we got these percussions. You can see I got a little reverb on this guy. And then to finish it off, we just have a few little live loops. Just some bongos, live percussion stuff. You don't want to overuse this stuff. Like, it's definitely not like a hard groove track, right? But this stuff is really important. I think it gives a lot of life to the track. So then we have our first lead. So for the actual MIDI here, this is actually using the same voices I showed you with the bass line. The only one that's different here, so you can see we've got our root, our 5th, our 6th, our 7th, right? We're just kind of arranging them in a different way, basically, to create a melody over the bass. But then what's happening over here, I go down to the 4th. So just kind of adding that one voice to make the second half feel a little bit different. Other than that, it's like that rhythm. You know, 8th notes. For the sound on this one, I'm using wavetables. So we've got a sine wave, but I've got the sync up quite a bit. Plus, I've got this FM fold here. And then you can see that what we're doing is we got the noise unison. So if I turn that off, that's a nice lead too, honestly. But the noise is what gives it that kind of like almost vocal texture, you know? The other thing with these leads, I think, is again, like going back to that sort of older trance that was getting a bit stale, is like that stuff was like really processed, like crazy levels of multi-band shaping on everything, like compressing over all this kind of stuff. A lot of layers of effects, like multiple delays and reverb. Here, it's like a delay and a sidechain. And it's not about being lazy, it's like not overproducing, you know? I feel like at a certain point, like, genres can get really overproduced, and then this kind of trance really brings it back to just the most basic level. Because that's all you need. I mean, this sounds great with just delay and then a little bit of sidechain. So then we got this little arp. It's creating a bit of tension. We're going from the 5th down to the 6th here. So you get like a very... For the actual sound on this one, it's pretty simple. This is basically a saw wave with a low pass with a nice punchy envelope on it. I got this position sync unison. Washing it out a little bit. Some echo, which this one can be a bit more echoed since it is more of like a background kind of pad type of thing. I've got this auto pan side chaining it and then a high pass. And then we have this actual pad. So you can hear that in the mix. What's happening here is we got this D sharp and F sharp. So like if we look at a D sharp minor chord, just the first 2 notes, or the root and the 3rd, and then I've got that one up an octave. And then down here we're just going 6th, 5th, 6th, 5th, right? So you kind of get some tension from that, and it creates a nice melodic thing to add to everything else going on. We've got a triangle wave. I've got a bit of noise unison, some reverb, sidechain, and high pass. Again, keeping it simple. Last thing down here is also some vocals. These little vocal stabs like this, like not like a whole vocal, just like a little sample, are used a lot in this genre. So this one is like that. I just took a little piece of this vocal, and then there's some reverb, auto pan, high pass. And there you go. It just sort of punctuates the beat at the end there. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. And let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Like I said in the beginning, you can get my new Ultimate Library for Trance, Core Trance, right at the top of the description. It's got Ableton templates, break beats, claps, drum loop kits, effects, hi-hats, kicks, percussions, rave loops, everything you need. Serum presets. Definitely go check that out. Thanks for the support, everybody. Every little bit helps so I can keep bringing you guys new tutorials. And I'll see you tomorrow with another video.